Hey there, I am back with an Airofit update and Airofit review. And this one is a special one because we have a brand new Airofit model that, as you see this video, is publicly out for purchase. It has been launched. It's called the Airofit Elite. I have personally used Airofit for 6 years as I qualified and skated 2 Olympic Games. And this has been a game changer. I managed to take my lung capacity from 5.9 liters to more than 11 liters by using this guy 6 to 10 minutes on a daily basis. Whilst it's no secret that I am a massive fan of the initial Airofit device and the app, I am very stoked about the new update and the new device here that they have just launched. If you haven't seen any of my previous videos, I just want to highlight how important I think lung training is. The reason I promote the Airofit, I'm not paid to say any of this. I do love the device. I have asked for a discount code. You're going to find it below. But I think lung training is the most underestimated and very easily achievable gains you can get as an athlete, and you can get a device that can be pretty dramatically changing your lung capacity. According to science, and it goes pretty closely with my personal experience, you can improve 20% in terms of lung capacity over the course of 1 to 2 months. And now with the brand new Elite model, it's gonna customize your training plans to such a large extent to not just your time availability, but also the sports and the goals that you have in mind for yourself. So if you're unfamiliar with Airofit, if you're unfamiliar with lung training, it does have many different programs. They are going to adapt for your specific level. It has always been that, but with the new Elite, it's going to do that in real time. So based on how well you're doing, your results on that specific day, you're actually going to have customized training plans with the device. The device itself is pretty simple. When you look at the hardware, that's not rocket science. It has 6 different levels of inhale and exhale resistance. Simply plug this little mouthpiece in. It's kind of nicely made in the way that your teeth can grasp onto it without it being too much of an effort. And then you simply breathe in and out according to the instructions you would have on your screen when using the app. Now that is how it's always been, but the Elite model here and the updated app have really taken things a step further. And I really just made this video to inform you guys that if you are looking to get an Airofit, first, make sure to get the Elite. Use that discount code because you are gonna save some serious money. And you get the device and you have the app on your phone ready to use. Now I did actually say that the device is pretty simple, it's not rocket science, and it's similar to the previous ones. There are some changes to the hardware as well. One upgrade that I'm a big fan of, I've highlighted this before, it has a positional sensor. I think that is fantastic because there are some sessions where you do have to hold your breath, and if it's not perfectly calibrated, you can have some wrong readings, or previously you would have some wrong readings where it would estimate or it would say that you're breathing out just a little bit the whole time and you wouldn't hold that breath line straight and have the correct numbers and how well you actually comply with that training session. Now with this one, it does have that positional sensor, so if you are sitting a little forward or a little backward, I mean too much for it to be precise, then it's gonna let you know and you can reposition yourself as you do your Airofit trainings. Also, it has an improved battery, which is not really a thing I thought about. The battery lasts pretty long. It's been enough for all my training camps and they go pretty far for some points off the season. So it's just a nice little feature. You don't have to worry about it too often. Now looking at the new app, you are gonna find some massive updates that just make it easier to get more out of your Airofit, but also it is a lot smoother in terms of the design and just how well it functions. My personal preference to the new implementations they have here is that dashboard. It really has all the essential information on one single page, and obviously you can click into each one of them and read more about, say, what's today's workout or how am I doing, are my stats trending in the right direction. And to talk a little bit more about what I mentioned, that it has real-time adaptations for how well you're doing. So previously, you would do a test, say how much your inhale strength, your exhale strength, and then your total lung capacity. And then the workouts of, say, that day or that week, depending on your settings, would be adjusted according to that. But now it is, as you do that very session, if you struggle to comply with the perfect inhale, exhale, breathing pattern, or holding your breath for the required amount of time, then it's actively, as you do that training session, gonna adjust that so you can still keep up. That for me has been a game changer, because if you do other things, depending on if you do the workout in the morning, the afternoon, after a hard workout, before a workout, my capacity and my strength will definitely change quite a lot. So I do think that's a super cool thing that is always gonna give you the right amount of strain and trigger as you go through your workouts. And then from someone that travels a lot to a lot of new places, I don't always have data or Wi-Fi where I go. And at times I would even prefer if I could do these, especially the more meditational sessions, without internet connectivity. The Elite device and the new app will allow you to do so you can do offline training. I think, especially for those of you that use this as a type of meditation or just to calm yourself down. It's what I do before important events. I use the Airofit simply just to dial in my breathing. To be able to do that without having to be connected to the internet is a massive plus in my book. It has a ton of new training plans, many more options for customization. So if you do have sports that are, say, less typical, skating could be one of them. Speaking from personal experience, I think that's amazing, so that you now have training plans specifically for, say, skating. It did already have quite a lot, more than 40, but having more workouts, having more training plans is just gonna allow you to customize your program, or allow the Airofit to customize your program to simply just function better for you. The battery life is doubled, so that's a nice plus. And then it does have a dark mode, which I think is super cool, especially for those of us that like to use this before bedtime, whether that's a workout or if it's to calm yourself down. It kind of like, ironically, they just sit and look at a bright screen while you also try and prepare for bedtime. So they handled that, they solved it with the dark theme. Huge fan of that. I don't think we really need a comparison. I think most people out there in the internet, if you look this up on Reddit, would agree that the Airofit is not just where you get the most for your money, but it is the best breath trainer and breathing trainer out there on the market. I have tested quite a lot of them. There's a reason I've stuck with this one for 6 years and still going strong with it. So I would definitely recommend you to get an Airofit. Obviously, it's a no-brainer that if you are looking to get the most out of your workouts, your breathing, the Airofit Elite is the one I would recommend. I would definitely buy it over even if I had the Pro 2.0, because this device is just fantastic. I don't think it's expensive for all the benefits you get from it. It is super well made. I've used it 6 years every single day. That's a very low cost per training session, and especially for how much I improved not just my lung capacity that I've been testing with the device and in an actual lab, but especially in terms of results. I did not expect when I started my Airofit journey that could lead me to World Cup medals and top 5 at the Olympic Games. So huge shout out to those guys, and I am sincerely making this video because I know the impact it can have, and because I really appreciate they made an even better device, and I wanted to share that with you guys. Hope you are gonna give it a shot, and I hope if you are using an Airofit, if you have any questions, that you wanna leave them in the commentary section here below, and I'll be there to answer those. I hope to see you for my next video, and I hope this was helpful in some way to you guys. Over and out.